Hi everyone, Dr. Yap here. Today we're going to be covering the Dynamic Warm-Up Series 2. Similar to the Series 1, this also consists of 4 separate exercises. We're going to go over the figure 4 pull to reverse lunge. We're going to do lateral walks, side bridge, and finally a bear to downward dog. To start, figure 4 is this motion into a reverse lunge. So pulling up nice and tall and transitioning into your reverse lunge. The goal here isn't to pull this opposite hip as far as you can, but rather just to pull to a point where you are feeling that mild glute tension, getting length through that belly, and then creating activation of that muscle group. You've got 8 of these. You can do them alternating, one after the other, or you can do all 8 on one side and then flip 8 on the other side. So I got 3 more on this side, and then we'll move into the lateral walks. And 4. Next, lateral walks, or some may call this a monster walk. You can use a mini band to put around your ankles, but if you get into an athletic position in a semi-hinge, so hands in front of the hips, it's like bending the knees, hinge, and get down into this sort of half squat position. While maintaining this, you're going to lateral walk. You're going to go all the way on one side and then go all the way the other side. If done correctly, you should feel glutes working. Some might even call it a glute burn. But the goal here is, imagine if you were crawling through a cave and you can only go this direction and there's a ceiling above your head. You don't want to be going like this. You want to stay nice and steady, going one side, going to the other side. You've got 8 each way. Next, we'll transition into the side bridge. I like this exercise because it helps to really wake up the shoulder, core, and your entire hips. From here, push away, split pattern. Top hip is going to be in front, bottom leg is going to be behind in a staggered stance. And from here, push up, and you're going to hold for 10 seconds on this side before you transition and do 10 seconds on the other side. So skip there, swing around. And same thing here, top hip, leg in front, bottom hip, leg in the back. Rib cage away from the floor, neck in good position, and hips up. Hold this for 10 seconds or 10 breaths. 2, 1. And finally, the last exercise for this dynamic series is the bear to downward dog. You're going to get into a quadruped position or on all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, length through the back of the neck, shoulders and chest away from the ground, not like this, but rather away, pushing the upper part of your back. And from here, you're going to push your feet into the ground to lift your knees into this bear position, and then you're going to transition away into downward dog, back into bear again, and downward dog, and so forth. The key with this one is, as I reach back, my tailbone is going to go backwards and up towards the ceiling as I push my whole body back and down. So one thing to note with this part is, as you're pushing away, to not let the chest go through like we do in yoga, but to maintain that pushing connection as you reach back and forth. We're not trying to create extension, overextension mobility of the shoulder blade, but rather trying to create activation and control through that overhead position for your overhead athletes. Give this a try. Work up to 2 to 3 rounds of this cycle before your routine, your exercise, or your sport, and have fun and have a good lift. Take care.